Hello, 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 and welcome to another Tribe 9 YouTube video. Today, we'll be talking about the tension cards and where they rate on our tier list. As you can see, we've already done all of the 3-star cards, so we'll be starting to work on the 2-star cards in this tier list. Let's see how it goes. I am joined with...
Georgie, the one and only. What's goody?
And I am Said Flame. So thanks a lot for dropping by. Let's do this. Let's start off with Lebenstrieb. Lebenstrieb. Grant the operating character 1 stack of kingship and continue to grant 1 stack of kingship every 15 seconds. When reaching the maximum stack of kingship, recover 0.27% maximum HP instead of granting kingship. So, that means that every 15 seconds, you'll be getting maximum HP at the end of your kingship stacks. This card costs 0 tension. Now, how fast can you generate kingship is the question. What do you think, Georgie?
Well, realistically speaking, you get 1 at the start, and then the 1 after every 15 seconds. Now, I don't know if my math is good, but that is 150 seconds to get to the max amount of stacks. Not even. I'm lying. That's probably misinformation. Let's see, so that's 30 times 15, so that's even longer, that's 450 seconds.
Exactly, it's 450 seconds. That's a long fight. In a long fight, this card would be amazing. In short bouts, this card is complete and utter trash. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. However, I kinda can see use for just getting the single kingship stack, realistically speaking.
Yes, so if you use partial stacks and you don't try to get to the maximum stacks, it can be useful. Because you're getting it no matter what, it's guaranteed. Let's see, I'd say like low B, high C.
I can agree with that. Wow. Actually, really, I would give it more of a high B because kingship stacks are not really easy to get.
Okay, I agree with you there. So I'll put it in high B for now. Let's move on to the next card.
Power Harassment. 0 tension card when the operating character's chain skill hits. Grant the target control for 3.6 seconds. When the target is already granted control, the effect is replaced with command and is granted to all enemies for 3.6 seconds, which also scales. And what command does is it decreases the enemy's tension by 5. When launching an attack that consumes stamina towards the enemy under the command, increase uncritical rate by 20%. Now, if you... I would say, this card is a prime example of a S tier value card. Because
It's a combo card though, you need another card for it to work.
Well, not really, because if you read it, right, it says we operate with a character's chain skill, you get control. So realistically, right, in a beautiful world, right, in a perfect world, you can just get control again by just using a chain skill.
So you say that 3.6 seconds, maybe up to like 10 seconds if it's maxed out, of control would be enough for you to break the enemy again? You can break the enemy again in 10 seconds?
I mean, it is possible, yes, it is possible.
I suppose so. So it can be good on its own then.
Yes, it can. Which is also, I'm not saying it's easy. It's kind of hard, so it can be kind of specific, but it can be self-sufficient.
I'm giving it a high A. I cannot put that card in S tier. I can't say it's a must-have.
I can agree there, but hey, it's 20% crit rates.
Indeed. Really good, really good. Like high A for sure. Maybe low S, but not like it doesn't compare to the other card we have in S tier at the moment.
That is true, that is true. I do agree there. High A it is.
Alright, moving along. Let's talk about All Out. When an attack action is executed, consume additional stamina. Increase the damage bonus of the action by a scaling number. Alright, so this one's a doozy. The additional amount of stamina consumed is actually quite large, according to Georgie. Correct?
Yes.
Therefore, you're making yourself vulnerable every time you attack. Eh, I'm going with low C, high D because of that reason.
The thing what it is, right, what the main problem is currently is that a lot of the characters already use high amounts of stamina to actually like attack, basically, right? Which is kind of a problem with it. Of course,
Mm.
right? If we have like some sort of way to regain our stamina, this card could be really good because then you don't have to worry about the extra like stamina consumption because you just can be pumping out damage and then you just regain it as you go. But for now, I would put it low C, high D.
Okay, let's go with high D for now.
Bombard Extension 2. After executing ultimate skill, if ultimate skill is executed within 10 seconds, increase the ultimate skill damage multiplier of the character by 44.4% for 10 seconds. This card is a very Mew specific. I don't know what else to tell you. Because realistically, Mew is the only character who can ult within 10 seconds after initially ulting.
Indeed.
And it's a one for her at least, right? A one tension ult, and no other character really has it, or it's combined to two tension, which is not possible to get back in within 10 seconds. So I would personally put it like a low C, high D.
So it's definitely low C for me because it's so specific. It's very character specific. I'd say it's a little bit more useful than some of these cards I see here. I'm going to put it in low C. Let's move along to cross counterattack. A one tension card that says when the operating character executes a counterattack successfully, recover stamina by 90. Now, this is good if you have a hard time managing your stamina, and really bad otherwise. So I think it's a skill issue card. Lowest D.
Well, I do agree with this skill issue card, but if we can kind of go back, do you see the kind of synergy that I'm looking at here? Because what if you run cross counter with all out? This card could just be the winning card for this. The combination is there.
In that case, I'll put it right below all out in high D.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Because it is a possible combination. It might be good, but most of the time, on its own, it's absolutely trash.
Fair enough. Now let's go to the next one.
But the tier list is due for some rework. So let's say all out and cross counter is a good combo. Should we switch them up, put them in C tier instead of D?
That could be the case. I'm kind of down for that because it could just be coincidence that they're almost right next to each other, right? But 97 recovery on increased damage, it's just a good combination. Then again, you would have to counterattack successfully.
Alright, so let's put it in low C for now.
Diligent Perusal. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. Attention 2 card. When the operating character executes a secondary attack, increase the action damage of additional attacks by 5.4% for 10 seconds. When granted curse, further increase the action damage of additional attacks by 5.4%. Now, curse. For party members grant this effect, decrease own primary and secondary attack damage multiplier by 25%. When their enemies grant this effect, do an additional attack to the enemy at 60% of the action damage every 3 seconds. Now, this card it's so Samba coded, it's almost insane. It's just, she's the only really one that deals additional attacks. Unless you, of course, have Curse. But then again, it's still just Samba who cannot use this. I would put this, because it's, realistically, it's a good card. I do give it a good card. But I would still put it low C, because only Samba can use this, nobody else. It's just...
I'd
not
say
really...
the Inoki card is in high C. This is like equal to the Inoki card. So I'll put it right next to it.
That seems fine. That seems fair.
Because it has value.
It does have value,
on
yes,
its own.
it does have value.
And with Curse as well. It's a synergy card. Let's move along to one of my favorite cards, Sweet, cold-blooded man. And I say that heavily sarcastically. Less likely to lose balance due to enemy attacks. When taking damage based on the stacks of Reconstruct, increase defense points, and then take the damage. Lol. Very bad card. D tier. What do you think?
I have no comment. This is D tier. This is
This is the
D
trash
tier
of the
bonus.
trash. It's very deep in the D tier.
It's very deep. It's not complete worst, but it's down the dumps.
Let's look back at what was the last card we put in the D tier real quick and do a little bit of an analysis. It was Watch My 6. So it's a little bit better than Watch My 6, actually.
That says a lot about that card. I cannot lie.
Yikes. Alright.
Yikes.
Moving along to Gem of Flames. Go right ahead.
Tier 2 card. When a party member other than the operating character takes damage, increase the operating character's attack points by 12.6% for 10 seconds. This effect will be removed upon a character change. This card is really good if you have a tank on your team or somebody who can manipulate, attention, right? Manipulate aggro. Therefore, it's again a character specific card because you would need someone who can manipulate aggro. However, you get a good bonus if you do play it. So not every team can run it, of course, but I would give it, to be fair, a low B.
Low B for sure. I agree with you right there. That's why I put it on this tier list while you were talking. The AG card that's right next to it is a little bit worse than this card, honestly. And this card's quite nice if you can pull it off. So low B it is. Let's move along to Fist of Atonement. Increase grant recovery effect and crit rate by a number, respectively. When there is an enemy granted hegemony, there will be 3 times effectiveness on the untargeted characters. This is amazing. Do you know why? If you have hegemony on your card list and a tank, someone who can do attention. Actually, this is quite situational, indeed.
It is. It's quite situational. I mean, if you can get, you put in the units for this, you build around it, this could be really good. It's like a Gem of Flames case scenario, but this requires more, respectfully, to be to get the value across the Gem of Flames. So I can't give it in the B tier, but I still can give it a high C, respectfully.
Yeah, I think high C is a fair score for this card, and I'll leave it there. I have no objection. Moving along, the Leading Wisdom.
The Attention 2 card, when a character executes ultimate skill, increase ultimate skill damage multiplied by 4.5% for 5 seconds. Consume all party members' kingship stacks, and for each stack of kingship consumed, decrease the amount of tension consumed to execute the ultimate skill by 0.18%. This card is a combo card because you need to get kingship. However, this could actually be a great value, realistically speaking, because removing the amount of tension you use when you consume it could just make it so make or break by you potentially be able to ult spam.
So, let's say you use this in a combination with Bombard and other kingship cards. What do you think would happen?
You would I would say that you'll be raining down damage realistically. However, we gotta keep in mind, Leading Wisdom is Tension 2 card.
Indeed. But that being said, in the red boss fights, you start with 1 tension. So you only need to break once realistically to get to 2 tension.
That is true.
Quite situational.
Quite situational. You need 2 bars. And again, this is kind of still Mio coded unless we get, somebody else who can realistically pop out ults from whenever. So I can't give it B, even though it can be really good. I would put in the C tier. I can't give it high C, but I will put mid C.
I'd say mid C as well. That's exactly where I put it, actually.
Yeah.
So mid C it is for now.
For now.
Resurrected Ultimate Weapon. Increases support points by 2.7 based on own kingship stacks. Further increases support points by 2.27 for each stack. Another kingship card.
Yeah.
This one, interestingly enough, if you're playing a support as your controlling character, and like I'm trying to make it work here, okay? I'm trying to make it work. And you're using breakthrough.
Why does everything go back to breakthrough? It's
Yeah,
always
everything
there.
just goes back to breakthrough when it comes to kingship. But no, seriously, it's a very niche card, very very niche. I'd say high D, like just based on what it does.
Ooh, I would say, right, Percy, this card actually, I have to disagree with you on this one. I can actually see this being a B tier card. The realistic being, right, with the kingship, we ignore breakthrough for now. We have different ways to get kingship still, but the most support points you can get from this is actually quite high because you gotta keep in mind it's still scaling because it's a blue number after all, and it's a one tension card. This increasing the support points by all keep in mind all party members, not just the character you're controlling.
Ah, okay. I see where you're coming from. Let's put it in low B then. In that case, honestly, because of that effect. It's just that good.
Yeah, they give it that good indeed. I'm down with that.
Okay, low B. So that wraps it up for this video. Thanks for watching the 4th part of our extremely long series about tension cards.
Yeah. We try our best. We try our best out here.
Indeed. So I am Said Flame, joined with
Georgie, the one and only. What's goody?
a peace.
Ciao, ciao.